on the first time that you got into a graveyard shift, what kind of habit did you picked up in order to adapt to the graveyard shift?
Power naps. I Power naps works for me too. Like I'll go AFK just to have a power
AFK for
15 minute
5 minutes?
power
You're
nap.
gonna take a nap for 5 minutes?
No, I do sometimes 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So yeah, just like a break time, like normal break time if you're in a corporate setup. So just that try
It's
to
scary
power
to
nap.
take power naps. Like power naps became power sleep, and then next thing you know, you wake up, birds are chirping, and there's sunlight, and oh no.
Hey, 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 what's up, you guys? It's us again, your host. I'm Julia.
I'm sweet.
And my name is Dwayne, and welcome to the Cosmic
Couch.
Among Us. I made a cue. Why are you laughing me out?
Comment down below, guys, if you think that was
Okay, one day we'll get it right.
Yeah, one day when we are doing it live.
True. That is like stay tuned, you guys. Hopefully that'll happen. We don't know yet. Wink, wink.
Yeah, but normally we're so far apart from each other, like physically in the office, but right now Julia is actually in Metro Manila and Sweet is kind of close to Metro Manila, and I'm in Metro Manila, so yeah, this is the closest all the entire three hosts of us are able to be together.
2 hour time.
Yeah, 2 hours. So yeah.
Closest you can get. Yes, you guys.
You can get.
In spirit.
Yeah.
We're about to get closer soon when we have a special episode that's gonna come soon, but that's something to be announced in the near future. But for now, let's just focus on the episode for today. So, Julia, what do we have for today?
Yeah, I hope you guys are really, really hyped up for today because we've got a very cool topic for today, actually. And yeah, with that being said, we are going to have a discussion about the impact of graveyard shifts on body and mind. So this is all about self-care, self-love, and all the people that are working graveyard shift right now can also relate to this, and some tips and tricks and challenges, the effects of what we can also face when doing graveyard shift. And yeah, as virtual assistants ourselves, we can really, really relate to this, and hopefully we can give out our own experiences on the graveyard shift and how we handle it, how we navigate it, and for first timers as well, what are some possible changes that are happening to your body, not just your body, but of course your mental state, everything, your social life, all of that. We're going to tap into that. So yeah, I hope you guys are ready, settled in, hungry again for more VA knowledge. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, have fun today.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Julie. I think this is a very timely episode since we're half of the year now. Welcome. We survived. Welcome. We survived through half of the year, and we are hustling and bustling all over the place, out and about. So it's time for us to look inwards and also take care of ourselves. So I think this is a very timely topic to talk about, so we also can share our own experiences with you guys. So yeah, so now that we are in the topic of graveyard shifts, so what are the effects of it to our body and all, and how can we be more productive at work, since this is a chosen path that we are, or this is the path that we are choosing. So
I got no choice. I need money. I'm kidding. My job. I love my job.
We all are. Yeah.
Oh, wait, before we forget anything, Of course, you know my job. My only biggest role
Mm.
in each of these episodes is time to break the ice with Dwayne and me. Okay. So, as for the question, it's a bit general, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna first ask the both of you. Is this like your first time in a graveyard shift? Sweet. First to you.
Mhm. Oh, interesting. Yeah, actually this is my officially it's my third time working in a graveyard shift. So the first one was in a BPO company. So it's actually my first ever job. I was fresh graduate at that time, at 20 years old, and very innocent, doesn't know anything about the corporate world, but yeah, that was my first time. I lasted for 2 months. That's why, because I really cannot handle the schedule. So next was 2 years, 2 or 3 years after that. I lasted for a month because I really can't. But this time, thankfully, I lasted for what, around 7 months now. Because 7 months out in the graveyard shift. So
Congratulations.
yeah, so
That's the magic of
maybe-
Ski Rocket. They're able to make us stay in a
Indeed.
job rather than the graveyard shift. So yeah. And Julia,
know,
man,
right?
this is your first job,
Mhm.
right, Julia? I mean, official corporate job.
Yeah. I mean,
say.
if you talk about like in a corporate and all of that, I don't know if being in a band counts because, you know, usually with musicians, because since I've also been in a band at the same time, we usually end around usually 1 to 2 a.m. and all of that. But I think that's kind of like, it counts as a part-time than a full-time, you know, but with the corporate thing that you've mentioned earlier, yeah, this is my first ever graveyard corporate job. So yeah.
Okay, congratulations, I guess. Hopefully you're fitting in
Yeah.
nicely. So the reason I asked that actually is it's gonna be related to the icebreaker question that I have. Just think back for Sweet, I guess, since this is not your first time. On the first time that you got into a graveyard shift, what kind of habit did you picked up in order to adapt to the graveyard shift? Like for me, example, I needed to stay awake. So for me, I picked up a habit wherein I would always have music blasting into, like not the sleepy kind of music, but just blasting out of my ear, and of course listening to podcasts to get me engaged. Otherwise, I would just fall asleep. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And how about you, Sweet? What kind of habits did you pick up in order to adapt to the night shift, knowing that you didn't last in the first one that you got?
yeah, I think I'm trying to recall it, but what I can remember it's since it's a company setup, it wasn't a work from home setup. They really engineered the space to look like it's morning. So all of the lights, are turned on, and it's a voice job. It's a voice type of job. So I was talking and talking for 8 hours of shift. So I can't really feel the that I'm tired or I'm sleepy because of the adrenaline rush. I will just feel it after the shift. So maybe a reason why I didn't last for that job, because I was just sleeping the whole day. Like I was just sleep the whole day and then wake up, go to work. So basically I was just awake to go to work, and I don't like that kind of routine. So that was my routine before. So yeah.
Well, good for you. Hopefully it's doing a lot better now here at Sphere Rocket. You're not sleeping in, and working in an office in a work from home kind of setup might be too comfortable. I mean, we've had a past few episodes where it's not easy to stay awake, especially if you're new to this, especially if your office is at home. It's just so comfortable to just fall asleep while you're working. That's one of the challenges that we need to deal with. And how about you, Julia? How about
Right.
the new
Yeah.
habits that you picked up?
Yeah, as a first timer, my gosh, I had to adjust completely. The few rituals that I started doing that really worked with magic actually is number one, coffee. It is very essential. It keeps my heart pumping. it really, although they're like little palpitations, having second wave coffees, but really, it actually varies because third wave coffees make you sleepy. Second wave are full of sugar, and so ergo, I shall buy coffees in order for me to be, awake the whole time. And another ritual that I usually do is when I really feel sleepy at all, I have to do like at least do 5 to 10 push-ups on the floor. Like I have to be awake.
Just randomly to wake up.
Just randomly, I'd be like, oh no, my eyes are droppy. So I'm like push up. Oh my gosh. But like, yeah, it worked wonders. Again, so like coffee, push-ups, it really helps. Oh, and also singing randomly. I'm so sorry. I apologize for the neighbors, but I have to like sing it out. It helps with the release. Keeps me awake. So yeah, those are some of the tips.
I need to pick up on that habit because I'm doing the opposite right now. Like when I'm feeling sleepy, I'm gonna order food or cook something, and it's not good. I mean, it's good, but it's not making me healthy in a physical way. So okay, I guess that's something I should do instead. Instead of eating, just work out. And it's a lot healthier and cheaper.
Or power naps. Power naps works for me too. Like I'll go AFK just to have a power.
AFK for 5 minutes. You're gonna take a nap for 5 minutes?
No, I do sometimes 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So yeah, just like a break time, like normal break time if you're in a corporate setup. So just that.
It's scary to take power naps. Like power naps became power sleep, and then next thing you know, you wake up, birds are chirping, and there's sunlight, and oh no.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You can like probably 10 alarms would work as well.
Yeah, but if that's your routine, you're really an expert on doing it, that's totally fine. For me, oh my gosh, power nap equals power OT. So,
yeah.
Right. OB rather. Oh my god, my brain. Yes.
Okay, I think you need a power nap.
Oh.
Your
yes.
brain is like,
I think you're talking.
That's funny because I agreed. Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, guys, let's take a break. Power nap for everyone, and let's continue this episode when
commercial break.
How ironic that our topic is giving them tips on how to navigate your routine as a graveyard shift and graveyard.
Yes, but kidding aside, one thing I've observed about myself, I don't really get sleepy when I'm doing the interviews and the podcast episodes. But the in-betweens are not really making me like waiting for the next one. And yeah, it's gonna be awkward if I fall asleep while I'm interviewing someone. So it still makes us active.
So for me, wait, not.
But yeah, all of this talks about staying up at night, trying to stay awake. They call this so-called scheduled graveyard shift, but in general, what is graveyard shift? Maybe Julia, you can enlighten us about this.
Yeah, about graveyard shift, the way I understand it, by the term itself, right, graveyard, it totally is the exact opposite of a shift, a shift of your work, right, wherein it's the exact opposite of, your time, your body clock. So with that being said, it could be any work that you've been doing, whatever job position that you've been taking. Like as for us, we're in the Philippines, but we're adjusting on the daytime time of US, right? On the US time. So we're actually adjusting to the exact opposite of the time our body is used on doing. So that's how I understand it. How about you guys? How about Sweet?
Yeah, that is totally on point. When you're working like against on the normal sleeping pattern that you have. So basically, that's how I also understand that, because graveyard shift is also known sometimes as night shift. So you work basically at night and sleep in the morning. So Yeah, that is a graveyard shift. And a lot of industries right now, especially in our days, since, VA industry is all the rage. And yeah, so a lot of industries as well, maybe top of my mind, aside from VA, is medical industry, like nurses, doctors, hospitals, since it's 24 hours operating, 24 hours. So they have this kind of like shifting process. So they're workers in the day and then the night shift. So yeah, how about you guys? What are the industries that you think also works at night shift?
Yeah, pretty much call center is the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to night shift and graveyard shift. I think they are the ones that pretty much paved the way for graveyard shift to be a common thing in the Philippines. And of course, the industry evolved, and now we have VAs. So yeah, I guess that's the next step of being a call center agent. And of course, the I'm not sure if you mentioned already, but nurses or working in the medical field are also the ones who are commonly working at night shift. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Yeah. And speaking of health, though, oh, sorry. Speaking of health, working in the health industry, as I mentioned, nurses working at night shift. Do you think that working at night shift has a negative toll on our overall health? I mean, does your personal assessment, did it affect your health somehow? Anything changed since you've worked at night shift?
Yeah, I totally agree to that. In all cases, there's always a negative and positive both ways. There's a sun and moon, there's a negative, there's positive. So totally there are also pros and cons when talking about having doing a graveyard shift. And one of which that I know is there are a lot of physical effects on our body when doing graveyard, most especially if it's your first time, right? So there are others who have sleep disorders. There are also, the other possible negative effects of graveyard are immune system suppression, and mental health effects are you get a lot of mood disorders. Sometimes you change your mood, all of that, because you don't have sleep. But of course, you need to get sleep. And social isolation, because usually your friends, mostly, if you do have, that are outside, or those who are not doing graveyard shifts as well, of course they're out and about on the day, right? And they socialize. So you are going to be there are possible social isolations on that. But of course, hopefully we get to share the possible solutions for that later on. What do you think, actually?
Yeah, I agree with Julia, especially with the mood swings and also affecting mental health. Because honestly, even if you're not working a night shift, if you are lacking of sleep, generally your mental health, your physical health will be affected. So for me, in my own experience working this is my longest time working in a night shift, what I observed with myself was still my old patterns with my first and second experience, which is sleeping all day and just waking up if it's time to work. But I know that wasn't sustainable. And what are the physical manifestations to myself? I am experiencing back pains. So physical, back pains. What else? I feel my body I feel so old. My body is so old, I'm not that active. I feel weak. So, and also mentally mood swings, something like that. So what I did for me to overcome that is to incorporate activities during the day. So I make sure that I have enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours sleep in a day, and then still have my alarm clock to help me wake up, and then incorporate habits. For example, now I'm consistently going to the gym. So 3 times a week I'm going to the gym to move my body. And what I instantly observed about that was change in perspective. I am more optimistic right now. Even if it's rainy, I feel inside me it feels sunny. More energy, I feel more what do you call that, no, I feel stronger. I feel stronger, and I have more now, rhythm in working with the night shift. I mean, it took time. It took time. It didn't instantly, one snap of a finger, it's like that. But trying to incorporate things in your life, and also, seeing things like, just try if it will work for you, and then if it's not, then move on to other habits that you want to do. So that's mine. How about you, Dwayne?
Yes, definitely Sweet, the wellness coach. That love your positive vibes and always enhancing one's well-being. And I couldn't expect less from you.
Thank
And
you.
For me personally, I think the worst thing, health related, that was a side effect in working at late shift are my eyes. If you guys hadn't noticed, I'm wearing glasses now. I didn't wear this
Both
just
of
for
you.
fashion.
Oh no, we didn't notice. Just kidding.
I'm not wearing this just because for fashion. Like in my life, I've been annually checking with an ophthalmologist, checking if my eyes had grade. I never had one until this year. I've had a little bit of grade. She said it was the lowest grade, but she wanted me to wear glasses with like anti-UV ray, multicolor lens, something, because I was exposed at night to a computer screen, and I'm lacking the natural light from the sunlight, and pretty much that kind of lack of natural sunlight that's going in my eyes, because I'm active at night, so I'm lacking the daylight, so my eyes need to adjust. So that is one of the strains that happened to me that I need to get used to. So yeah, I guess wearing glasses, like as much as possible, anti-radiation glasses would definitely help out if you're facing the computer screen, especially in graveyard shifts. So yeah, love your eyes, guys.
Yeah, if I may add as well, I totally can relate.
No, not
Yeah,
sponsored. I'm not mentioning any brand, Sweet. Love your eyes in general.
Love your eyes. I can totally relate to that. If I may also add, I also had the same experience as what Kid Dwayne mentioned. My eyes are totally clear, does not have any problem. But when I checked it, since we're already on it, I'm gonna mention it already. So yeah, since I checked it, they were like, "Oh, I have a little gray, like at least 25 on the right eye," and I'm like, "What? I thought I had clear eyes. Like you did."
I had one in the right eye, exactly the right eye as well.
Oh my gosh,
11 doesn't
that's
have one, yeah.
amazing. I think it's amazing. Guys, have your eyes checked. And yeah, I had to put some anti-radiation blue light thingy on the glasses thingy, and then they mentioned that, you do need glasses, but your eyes are used to not having any glasses at all, even though there's already a grade. So like, what does that even have to do, and what does that even mean? But like, yeah, since really totally correlate what Goodwin mentioned, because you're also facing a lot more have a lot of screen time, it gives that kind of effect in your eyes, that kind of disadvantage. So like, yeah, really, really love your eyes, guys. Have your eyes checked as well, because glasses can also help and adjust as well on your eyes. And another thing that I've also observed, as a student / VA at the same time, sometimes I don't have sleep. So if I have class on 7 a.m., I go directly to class, or like I have exams on that time, my head feels a little, I don't know how to explain it, lighter, heavier.
How are you still alive, Julia?
Right?
I'm barely getting any sleep, and I'm not doing
feel
anything
like a
else.
zombie. I think that's the exact term, a zombie student, because every time I have the exam, I can't focus really well. My head, I feel a little dizzy and all of that. Maybe because, not maybe, I do not have sleep at all. So those are some effects that I've also noticed. And because our bodies also is regenerating every night, if our body is used to sleeping at the nighttime. And as the first timer, my body was adjusting, and so I feel hungry every midnight, or like all throughout the night shift. And so, because supposedly our body is regenerating when we sleep, it's not anymore doing that. Ergo, when I'm hungry, I have to eat. So, yeah, those are some effects as well that I've noticed. Just to add on, like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. With also my eating patterns. It also was I have to experiment on the times because I can definitely I cannot eat like 3 hours. That's my non-negotiable. 3 hours before bedtime, I cannot eat anymore. But my struggle is if it's like in my eating window, I'm still full, so I cannot eat at that eating window. So that's what I also navigated through. And also one thing that also helped me to survive this long in a night shift, aside from of course motivation or money. Yeah, first is of course I love what I'm doing, podcasting. Like
We love money.
I know, right? And just like what Dwayne mentioned, he doesn't feel sleepy during the interview. I feel the same as well. Like y- talking to a lot of business people and also learning from them really energizes me as well. And another thing is also, um, since I have experience with the BPO industry and how they engineered their environment to look like it's the daytime, so I make sure that our light is on, and it's always new, so it's shining bright. And also if it's my sleeping time, I make sure that you know there's blackout curtains and there's no noises all around, so I can still get that full 8 hours sleep. And also that's actually also come from my doctor, because I consulted because I also had a lot of breakouts before, and I was concerned, and she mentioned
Breakout?
that
Oh, breakouts.
yeah, breakouts,
I thought
not breakups.
Okay, I mean breakouts can be
Breakout.
caused by breakups because
You're not wrong.
Well, that will be a new topic for the episode.
yeah, that's another topic. Sorry about that.
Our different podcasts, I guess. Yeah. So breakout. So yeah, so I consulted my dermatologist and she asked me what's my routine and all of that. So she confirmed that it's okay to work a night shift as long as I'm getting enough sleep. Ergo, 7 to 8 hours of full sleep, like uninterrupted sleep. So yeah, very, very important.
I think that's also one of my problems. Initially, and still is my problem, my sleep schedule. Firstly, I need to adjust, like sleeping at nighttime. I mean, not exactly, because I first started working at Sphere Rocket, where at day shift when I was still back in Europe. But when I went to the Philippines, it's hard to sleep when there's sun outside. Like my brain is programmed to only sleep when it's dark outside. I think that's one of the things that really messed up my sleeping schedule. There were times where I was sleepy my entire shift. I was trying to stay awake, and then right after my shift, oh, finally I can sleep, and then I can't. So what happened, I ended up just still awake. I was awake for 24 hours and I couldn't. I don't know how I managed through it, but I think that's one of the traumatizing things that I need to put up with when I was still starting with the graveyard shift. So I think we've talked about it earlier on the getting a proper sleeping pattern and time is really hard for me to get established with. And how I fix that, ironically, it's the same with what happened to me before. I tried to stay awake for 24 hours and sleeping at the time that I would like to sleep the next day, because after 24 hours of staying awake, regardless if it's day or night, your body and mind is already getting asleep. So that's what I usually do to reset my body clock. I mean, it's not healthy, but it's my way of going on with it.
Yeah, I wonder why
remember-
it's like that.
Oh,
right?
sorry.
I'm sorry. I wonder why it's like that. Like,
Go.
what is the explanation why every time we at the end of the shift we don't feel sleepy yet, right? What's the reason to that?
Do you remember whenever you're in a boring class and you feel sleepy, and right after the class you need to go up and you're not sleepy anymore? I don't know. It's kind of related to that. That happens to me a lot. Like when I'm at class, I'm sleepy, but after class, I'm awake. And that's pretty much what's happening to me, knowing that I'm not doing something not so active. And then suddenly there's, oh, it's morning again. I guess I'll stay awake. I'm not going to be sleeping. That's how my mind is broke. Or maybe I'm just a weird guy. I need to check with a psychiatrist or something. I don't know.
We also feel that. We also feel that way. Yeah. So I think this is also one thing that I've, as a fangirl myself, so with the artists who are going on tour, in this case, for example, Taylor Swift. So what I learned from her was whenever she's in a different country and try to, fight the jet lag. So it's kind of the same, right? We're like jet lagged. So what she's doing is really walk on the treadmill. So during the daytime, she will, which is basically nighttime in her normal sleeping pattern, she'll walk in the treadmill for a certain span of time to just really have that body tired, and then after that you can rest at the nighttime with the sleeping schedule in that area where you at. So I guess just incorporating that's what happened to me. That's why I can also share it to you guys. And I have physical and manifestations, and also physical personal experience of it and how it helped me. So it might also help you. So yeah, just simple walking, or lifting weights or something, or trying to do physical activities would really help. Yeah. So yeah.
I guess we also need some help, if some advice from anyone that's watching, if you have any tips and tricks on how you're able to maintain a healthy lifestyle despite having a graveyard shift, we'll definitely greatly appreciate if you can comment down below if you have any advice for us, or if there's any psychological doctor, I don't know what kind of doctor is called for sleeping doctors, who can help us out how to maintain one, because we're trying. I mean, for me, I'm trying, but I know that for a fact that it's not perfect. But now I'm trying to combat my balanced, healthy sleeping schedule. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think there are also sleep doctors, because there are a lot of people who also suffer with sleep disorders. And I think if we're talking about solutions and how to navigate it, I think you should also create a sleep schedule, all of that stuff, and make sure that your body is well adjusted to how your work is also what your work has been doing as well, right? And also nutrition is very important. You gotta eat a balanced meal, always stay hydrated, have proteins, whole grains, fruits and vegetables. That's very important as well. And when in the middle of the shift, I think it would be great to also stretch out a little bit. Always have your physical body, connect with your mind as well. That I have to stay awake, and so I shall also make my body awake as well. And power nap, just like what she mentioned earlier. Power naps are very, very important as well. And when also trying to when you're also working in the middle of the night, also light exposure, that really, really helps psychologically as well, so that you could also think that, it's all in the daytime, have the energy all throughout. So yeah, those are certain solutions, but with everything that has been shared as well earlier, when you choose, it's a choice, when you do graveyard shift, it's a choice. So make sure that you do what you love, and you love what you do all at the same time. It's a balance, and that it is also what makes you motivated to work at a graveyard shift. Make sure that you really love what you're doing. And so yeah, with that being said, you guys have anything else to add?
Yeah, I guess in general, to conclude, it's possible to have a healthy lifestyle in a graveyard shift, but it requires a lot of discipline. It all falls down to discipline, how you're going to take care of your body, how you make decisions, and making sure that you're following a strict schedule or discipline. Basically, falls down to it. So it's more challenging to have a healthier lifestyle physically or mentally in a graveyard shift, but it's possible. It's still possible to have it as long as you have the right tools and the right discipline. How about you, Sweet? What are your thoughts about this?
Yeah. Actually, you have said everything, and I totally agree with you guys. So, if our audiences right now who is listening to this episode right now, if you have some tips as well, like whether you're a seasoned or first-time graveyard shifter, please comment down below. What are your thoughts? What are the tips that you can also share so we can all have, build a better lifestyle while working in a graveyard shift? And yeah, I think that is it for our today's episode. And guys, don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our channels so you will never miss a single episode, because we always share episodes like this to really help you how to navigate your virtual assistant life. And also, if you are a business owner who wants to scale your business with virtual assistants, please visit www.sphererocketva.com. And if you're an aspiring virtual assistant looking for a work from home job, then visit www.spherejobs.ph, known as Sphere Rocket Jobs. And yeah, again, this is Sweet.
And this is Julia.
Oh, it's my turn now. And this is Wayne, and that is our episode for today at the Sphere Rocket Podcast Network presents. Yay! We're getting closer, guys. Maybe 10 more episodes. We'll nail it. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's it, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
See you again.
Feeling overwhelmed by your business tasks? Well, it's time to step up your game. Visit www.sphererocketva.com and get a virtual assistant from us at Sphere Rocket VA. Streamline your business operations and focus on what really matters.